You are juggling so much on a daily basis. You're juggling work and or school, your personal life, your relationships, your self-care, and just trying to keep your sanity while keeping all of these things afloat. And for me, it's being a full-time real estate agent, it's building this YouTube channel and this community, and sometimes it can just feel very overwhelming, and after juggling so many of these things, you start to feel things slip through the cracks. And before you know it, you're just down a slippery landslide and you don't know how to get back up. If this is how you're feeling, I'm here to tell you that for one, this is completely normal, and two, do not beat yourself up. It's completely normal to feel like you've lost control, but the important thing is that you acknowledge it and then you dust yourself off and you get back up and get right back to it. No matter how far away you feel from your goals, know that no matter what problems you're dealing with now, any problem created by a human can be solved by a human. This is only temporary. You don't need this huge life overhaul to see progress. All you have to do is start small. Welcome back to my channel. It's Michaela, and if you're new here, I hope girlies just like you show up as the best versions of themselves while we create our dream life together. If that sounds like something you'd like to do, definitely make sure you hit the like button and subscribe down below so you can join our community and also never miss a video. In today's video, I really wanted to share with you some of these micro habits that I have been implementing myself that have made such a huge difference for me, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed, lost, or just stuck in a rut. These are going to be small changes that you can implement to not feel overwhelmed and actually create change that is going to be foundational and will actually last. Sometimes we get these impressions that we have to go through these long, extensive changes over these long periods of time, when in reality, all you have to do is put one foot in front of the other. You'll get much further than what you realize very quickly. The first micro habit that I've been doing every single day that has made such a big difference for me is doing a 5-minute meditation. The reason I say 5 minutes is because there is no excuse to not set aside 5 minutes to meditate. There's just not. It's not saying like, oh, I don't have 45 minutes to go do this meditation, or I don't have 30 minutes to go do this. Like, no girl, you've got 5 minutes. I promise it makes a huge difference. I'll actually link the one that I use down below in the description box by Lavender. I love it because it's very relaxing, but she makes sure that you're centered around thinking about your goals, which is key to think about whenever you first wake up, because a lot of the times we can just immediately default to our problems and the things we have to do that day that maybe we really are not excited to get to. So whenever you can wake up, remind yourself of your goals and the bigger picture, it puts you in a much better intentional headspace. One thing I've realized whenever I do a 5-minute meditation is that I go through my day with much more intention and not so aimless, and also in a better headspace. So there's really no negative to this, and there's no excuse to not just set aside 5 minutes for a meditation and to sit with yourself and make sure that you are keeping your goals in mind and just get yourself right for the day. This really makes sure that I actually think about my goals and don't just head straight into my day, because if I don't meditate, I will do exactly that, and that does not do anybody any good. The next micro habit is kind of tedious, but I promise it is worth it, because I noticed a big change after doing this, especially after like a week, and that is to change the order of the food that you're eating. So I've been reading Biohack Like a Woman by Aggie. She just came out with this book a couple months ago. I completely recommend the book for sure. I'll link it down below as well. But in this book, she talks about having glucose spikes. And glucose spikes are a lot of the reasons we feel bloating and we feel lethargic, we gain weight, just overall does not make you feel very good. So one thing that really helps to alleviate these glucose spikes and the bloating is changing the way in the order that you eat your food. Basically, whenever you have your food in front of you, you want to eat your fiber first, so your veggies. And what this is going to do is the fiber acts like a sponge and it absorbs a lot of the glucose from the foods that you eat after it. It also acts like a scrub brush in your intestines, so it's going to clear out any bacteria and just things that don't need to be in your gut. It's gonna clear all of that out. And then after eating fiber first, you wanna move on to your proteins and fats, and then your carbs and starches. And then after that, that's whenever you wanna have your sweets. So if you have a dessert, you really wanna make sure that you're eating that dessert as close to dinner as you possibly can, because if you wait too long, then you're basically going to negate eating that fiber first, and then you'll end up having another glucose spike. The third micro habit I've been doing is eating 30 grams of protein in the morning. So I have actually talked about this in my last video, and it was about doing 30-30-30. So this is whenever you eat 30 grams of protein within 30 minutes of waking up and do 30 minutes of steady state cardio. So this is going to help your energy levels so much. I was notorious for getting up and immediately going to my coffee, and this is so bad for you. You're literally right off the bat spiking your glucose, spiking your blood sugar, and causing a really bad crash mid-morning or so, if you even make it that long. For me, I was drinking coffee and I would get the jitters, my appetite was all off, it just was not good. So eating 30 grams of protein in the morning is going to help you maintain your energy levels. It's going to keep you fuller for longer, and it's going to help curb those cravings of something you normally have. So for instance, when I would have coffee, I would not have an appetite right after drinking it at all. And I would start craving sugar whenever I started to feel that crash, because I knew it was my blood sugar. So I was like, I need to get my blood sugar up. So I'd eat a banana, or I would eat a protein bar or a yogurt, which is great, but that's just even more sugar instead of having a savory breakfast of eggs or sausage, or just something that's going to be savory and high in protein that is going to help you not spike your cortisol and not spike your blood sugar. I do notice that whenever I have my 30 grams of protein in the morning, I'm just not as hungry throughout the day. My cravings aren't out of control. I don't ever have a crash. So I definitely recommend doing that. She also talks about that in her book, Biohack Like a Woman. So definitely give this a go whenever you are implementing these micro habits. And I promise this one will make a big difference for you. I know it can be hard if you're not one to eat in the morning, but it's going to be very beneficial for you. Next is getting outside in the first half of the day. My goodness gracious, I will get serious cabin fever if I do not get outside within probably my first 2 hours of waking up. So this has a ton of health benefits to you. Obviously, you get vitamin D, you can get mental clarity, fresh air, and just fresh energy from being outside. This really helps to prime your mind for productivity, and I find that I'm just way more productive after I've been outside and I come back in and start doing some work, because I feel like I just got refreshed essentially. So going outside the first half of the day is something I would definitely recommend. Plus, it's really good for your circadian rhythm to have that sunshine right whenever you wake up, and lets your body know like, hey, it's a new day, let's get it, let's wake up and let's get going. Another micro habit is setting a timer for everything. I literally have a timer going right now for this video, how long it's going to take me to film this video. So I gave myself 45 minutes to sit down and talk to you. So that is exactly what I'm doing, so that I make sure I'm staying on task. And setting a timer isn't just about getting stuff done, it's really just making sure that you're making every single moment count. Your time and your energy are so valuable, and you don't want to waste them. And then if you're not able to execute on tasks in a timely manner and make each moment count with that task, you're just going to start feeling behind, and you're going to feel like your time is just gone all the time. So you really just want to make sure you're giving yourself a certain amount of time to get something done, so you make every minute count with that task and can get it done in the best way, and just keep knocking things off your list and keep you less stressed, and in turn giving you more time to do other things that you really enjoy. This is one that I got off of Amazon. I will link it below, but I love it so much because it's very sleek. It goes with all of our decor. and they do have different colors if you're not one for a white timer, but I truly do love this one. Very easy to use. Look at it like a secret weapon for taking charge of your time. I promise whenever you start doing this, you will be so surprised at how much you can get done. I am someone that gets way into my own thoughts, and it's just not a good thing sometimes to leave me alone with them. So another thing I have been doing and being very conscious to do is to turn on podcasts whenever I'm doing some other task where I would be left alone with my thoughts. So whether it is vacuuming, I vacuum every single day, and every time I vacuum, I have my headphones on and I'm listening to a podcast. My favorite one is Mindset, Magic, and Manifestation by Michaela J. I'll put a little picture of it here, but she is amazing. She talks all things manifestation, and I feel so good after listening to her. So I will be listening to that, or I will listen to Think Media. I will listen to Katie Steckley, something to get me inspired, get me motivated, and just get my creative juices flowing instead of thinking about my problems and just going down a deep wormhole of my own negative thoughts. So if you're doing things like going for a walk, going for a drive, cleaning your house, washing dishes, literally anything where you just can listen to something, put on a podcast or your favorite song, or listen to an audiobook, just something to get you in a really good state and you're not going to spiral into negative thoughts. It's an awesome way to just take an ordinary moment and make it something that is full of learning and growth. This next habit is really a prioritization change, and that is prioritizing my mindset. You want to protect your mindset because it really is one of the most valuable things you have. It's so important to do mindset work every single day, which is why I do the 5-minute meditation. But whether it's listening to a motivational video, listening to a podcast, just something to really get you inspired is going to be so important. And if you are ever short on time, in my personal opinion, doing this mindset work is even more important than working out. It's more important than getting in your reading. It is the most important thing because you can do all of those other habits. You can do all these other things. But if you're going to do it with a bad mindset, they're really for nothing. Your mindset is going to be the foundation for your growth and for the energy that you put into your tasks and into your work. So really this habit is just saying prioritizing your mindset, protecting it, and just knowing that it is the key to your success. The next micro habit that has been so helpful is to wake up and go to bed at the same time every single day. So this obviously is just really good for your circadian rhythm, but it's honestly really good for your health because it's going to let your body know when it's time to actually wind down and when it's time to wake up. And when it knows when it's time to wind down, your rest is going to be that much more maximized. And that way you're actually getting true deep rest and waking up even more energized. This really impacts your melatonin production, which is going to help you because for me, if I don't do this, I will stay up later and get I call it drunk tired, where you're so tired that you feel drunk. You can't walk, the room is spinning, you don't know what day it is, you just feel like you can't move because you are just so tired and you're trying to fight to stay awake, or you doze off and you wake back up to go brush your teeth. I've done that so many times. I don't drink alcohol. Fun fact, I actually have an allergy to alcohol. But if I were to be drunk, I can imagine this is what it would feel like. And I don't like that, and that's not good for your body. So make sure that you are actually going to bed and waking up at a really good time and at the same time every single day, or as close to that time as you can. That's only going to help you get better sleep and have more energy. Next is using an alarm that is not your phone. Sleeping with your phone next to your bed is so terrible for you with the radiation that it gives off, not to mention the blue light either that can keep you awake, and the notifications and just so many disruptions by keeping your phone next to your bed. So keep it plugged away from your bed, even in another room if you can, And what I did is I got a sunrise alarm clock. This is a much more natural and gentle way to wake up and isn't so abrupt and it doesn't give off the radiation that a cell phone does. Plus, it keeps you from going on your phone first thing in the morning and scrolling. So I have a sunrise alarm clock from Amazon. I will link it down below for you guys, but I love it so much. I have it where it is just like waking up gradually to a sunrise. I have it with the ocean waves going. They have sounds that have birds. They have like a forest. They have rain, and it's just so peaceful. It's very customizable, and it's very similar to the Hatch alarm without the price tag. So I will link the one that I have down below, but it is just a much better and healthier way to wake up. My next micro habit is to dress like the version of you that you want to be. When you look good, you feel good. When you are dressed and you smell good, your makeup's done, your hair feels amazing, and you look like you just are a bombshell, you get things done. Your confidence is through the roof. You will be able to put yourself in better positions for opportunities because you feel like you have the confidence in yourself to do that. Tell me, if you are wearing this beautiful dress and you have your favorite shoes, your hair is all curled, your makeup is done just like you like, you feel way better than if you were in your favorite sweats with a big t-shirt and your hair tied up in a bun, you haven't brushed your teeth or anything like that. There's a difference, right? So even if you're working from home, just try to put yourself together. I know that I struggled with this as well for a while. I would just wear pajama pants all day long because why not? I'm at home, I want to be comfy. But you can be comfy and still feel put together. So whether it's just putting on a nice shirt or putting on a really nice like comfy dress that you can just toss on, or maybe like an athleisure set, do a little bit of your makeup if that makes you feel better, or just brush your teeth, put on some perfume. Just make yourself feel good and show up like that version of you that you are going to be. Notice I said that we are going to be and not that we didn't want to be. We're gonna eliminate want from our vocabulary, okay? That's a bonus micro habit I'm gonna toss in here, because if you just say want, that's all you're gonna get is more wanting. So we are that version of ourselves, and that's why we want to show up as that best version. It's going to put you into alignment with that highest and best version of yourself. It's a way for you to step into your power, boost your confidence, and align your outer appearance with your inner vision. It's so key to just use your wardrobe as a tool for transformation. Everything around you needs to be used as a tool to get to where you want to be. Like your timer, that's a tool to take control of your time. Your wardrobe is a tool to align yourself with that version of you want to be. You have these day-to-day things around you. You just really have to maximize them. Make sure you are looking at or thinking about your goals multiple times a day. You can't just do your meditation in the morning and go about your day and completely not think about your goals. They're not gonna come. They're not gonna come like that. You have to consistently stay into alignment with your goals. So for me, it would be one of my goals is to get a G-Wagon. I want a matte black G-Wagon. And if I only think about that in the morning, I put myself in a good headspace, which is great, but then I go throughout my day and I start getting overran with my day-to-day tasks that maybe don't make me feel very good, or something happens and I get upset. I'm not thinking about my G-Wagon. My G-Wagon's never gonna come if I'm not thinking about it and putting it into my existence and making it a part of my reality. You have to really keep that picture in your head. It's a way to make sure that the actions that you're taking every day are continuously in alignment with your goals. It's also going to keep things in perspective. If someone upsets you, you can just literally, if you picture your goals, you can feel that higher version of yourself you're going to be. And you know that to that higher version of you, whatever problem you're dealing with or whatever annoyance you have doesn't matter. And you're able to let it go. And it gives you that bigger perspective so you don't hold on to that negativity. And even in an uncomfortable situation, maybe it's an uncomfortable growth situation, being able to channel that higher you is going to help you get that perspective of that higher version of you and apply it to your situation now and pull you out of it. When you're able to really think about your goals and channel the emotion of those goals, you are raising your vibration into alignment with those things and therefore are going to attract those things to you. And that is how you manifest. I apologize if you hear crunching in the background. The cats always decide to get a snack whenever I'm filming. It literally never fails. But your thoughts and your emotions are the language that you use to speak to the universe, which is part of the magic of being human and just being part of the universe. That is how you manifest, and you really have to make sure you're keeping your goals in the forefront of your mind multiple times a day. She is really going at that food there. I'm so sorry if you hear her in the background. She's hungry. She just woke up from a nap. You know how it is whenever you wake up from a nap, pretty hungry, I guess. I am notorious for getting wrapped up in my day and the negativity of certain things that I lose sight of my goals and therefore come out of alignment with them. So by making it a habit to consistently remind myself of these goals, I'm able to keep myself at that frequency and just keep things into perspective and keeps my actions in alignment with those things. Therefore, they will come to me much quicker. The next micro habit is to keep it simple. I know I'm not the only one that has a million thoughts going through my head and all of these things I feel like I have to do. If that's how you feel, write everything down. Whether it's a piece of paper or you keep a note open on your notes app so you always have it with you, just write everything down, okay? It is going to help so much to see it taken out of your head and put in front of you in writing to where you can just start tackling it or just see maybe it's not as much as you think. Maybe it feels like a lot more than it actually is. This is really going to keep the mental capacity open for focus, creativity, and just overall peace of mind. It's going to give you so much more clarity on your action steps and make room for your intuition to come in. Your intuition can't come in if you are overthinking things and your brain is so jumbled with everything else. You can't channel the feelings of intuition to know what feels right to do next or open up to that spiritual guidance that we all want to have. The reason a lot of us can't tap into it is because we feel jumbled. We confuse with our intuition with overthinking. So if you're able to keep things very simple and keep a clear path of action steps, it's going to open up so much mental real estate for you, and it's going to help with creativity and ideas, and it's just going to make you feel so much better. And why do we feel the need to overcomplicate things? Why make something simple so much more harder than it has to be? My last micro habit is to just make it easy. Make things easy for yourself. Set yourself up for success. If you know that you're going to have resistance with something, go ahead and prepare yourself to not have that resistance. Take that excuse away, whether it is knowing how tired you're going to be in the morning to dig for your workout clothes. Just set them out the night before. It's going to take away that excuse from you in the morning, and that morning you is going to thank the last night version of you because you looked out for her. You looked out and actually made that task easier for her so she could take a step closer to her goals the next day. So if you're able to really see throughout your day where these things that you want to do or that you need to do, you feel resistance to them, or they just aren't maybe as accessible as they should be, change that. Be proactive and remove those excuses from you to where you have no choice to do those things. So those are my 13 micro habits that I've been personally implementing that have made a huge difference in my life, and I hope that they inspired you to do the same and for you to give them a go. If you have any micro habits that you do that I didn't mention, please mention them in the comments below. You can probably hear thunder, it's actually about to storm. But I really hope this video helped you out, and just remember, it's not about being 100% better. This video isn't to tell you, hey, you need to do a 180. No, it's all about getting 1% better, and those minute changes are going to snowball into major accomplishments. I promise you. Even if it's hard to see now, please trust me, they will. Big changes are made in the small moments. We just have to take it one step at a time and not overcomplicate it, okay? Just focus on being better than you were yesterday, and you will get to where you want to go, I promise. And I am on this journey with you. You are not alone. I am also working to implement these things and making sure I keep them going. So you are not alone. I am right here alongside you on this journey, and we've got this. So again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching this video. I really hope it helped you out. Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe down below so you don't miss any more videos from me, and we can continue to grow our community together and just work to become the highest and best versions of ourselves together. So you've got this. I believe in you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.